Coming up on today's wrestling news, a huge update on last night's shock return on Monday Night Raw.
We've got an update on the Matt Riddle situation.
There were major changes made to last night's Raw.
And the latest on LA Knight's contract.
I'm Dadam Wilbourn.
And I'm Phil Chambers.
And this is the news. God, it feels good to say that.
And dadder than ever.
I've missed all this, Phil. I'm completely out of the loop. I'm so excited to be back. How are Sammy and KO getting on as undisputed tag champs?
Yeah, they're not the champions anymore.
What?
Judgment Day actually are.
Oh,
so
okay. Well,
we missed that.
You know, enough
Sorry.
about WWE. Let's talk AEW. How's CM Punk getting on, huh?
He's actually been fired. Yeah.
He's what?
He got in another fight backstage and he's gone
well,
now.
You know what? I suppose, everything has to move on, and they've got, the next generation of stars, people who, won't get into those sort of situations. People like Jungle Boy, I suppose.
Oh, yeah, he's fine. He never... Yeah, he was the one that got in the fight with CM Punk.
Right. Okay, well, let's get into the news. A controversial return that pissed everyone off, but enough about the end of my paternity leave.
Hey-o.
Nia Jax came back on last night's Monday Night Raw. She got involved, although didn't cause the, disqualification, at least, I suppose, of the Raquel Rodriguez and Rhea Ripley, forget what that title's called now, women's title match on Monday Night Raw. No, can't remember what it's called. Rhea Ripley retained, and then Nia Jax beat both of them up. She attacked Raquel first, but then after Rhea won, Nia Jax beat both of them up, and Fightful Select have come through with a huge update on this, Phil. She apparently had been signed for over a month. That hiring freeze had effectively ended over the summer. The first signing that's been made since Vince McMahon forced his way back into the company, and on the last show of the McMahon era. How appropriate. Apparently this is genuinely nothing to do with the Endeavour WWE merger. But people in the company actually thought Nia Jax would return before this. But yes, she's been gone since 2021. She made that brief appearance in a Rumble. My brain's complete soup right now. I think it was this year's, but I'm not 100% certain. She hasn't done anything anywhere else other than having a lip gloss put on Simon Miller, if I remember rightly.
Yep, I'll put a link to that somewhere in the little eye. Click that, because that's definitely worth a watch. I was really excited seeing this morning, not because she's back or anything, but because I knew that you were back on this news. And the day that she comes back is the day that you also come back. It's just the perfect little synergy. I love it. It's absolutely beautiful.
I am intrigued, if she made a power couple with Dominic Mysterio, I don't think the booze would ever end.
This is very true. Well, I guess we'll have to wait and see what happens with the Rhea situation.
You've got your top heel.
Yeah.
I know Rhea's technically a heel, but everyone's sort of, it's one of those...
Yeah, but it's love to hate kind of thing.
Please don't let her be the one to beat Rhea Ripley. Please.
You never know.
But I'm you know what? I'm trying to be a better person now. I'm a dad now.
You're a dad now.
I've got to be a better person.
Standards to live up to.
I'm gonna channel my inner Simon Miller. I'm not gonna just poo-poo this immediately. Let's see what happens, or should you just sit on Rhea Ripley and paintbrush her to finish the show?
We'll have to wait and see, I guess. Let us know down in the comments below what you think of Nia Jax's return on Raw last night, though.
Be nice.
Be nice, but also very intrigued to know what you have to say. But moving over to Matt Riddle.
Yeah, what's going on with all this?
So on Saturday, just to catch you up on the situation, and I'll get to the new bit at the end of it. So on Saturday, Riddle put out an Instagram post alleging that a police officer sexually assaulted him in JFK Airport. Now, according to TMZ Sports, there is now an ongoing investigation surrounding the incident within the sort of airport staff and security. But law enforcement sources did say that Port Authority officers got a call for a disorderly person on Saturday, which was identified as Riddle, and then they met him in the terminal after he left the plane. No police report was filed, though, because Riddle was apparently apologetic about the incident. Riddle's Instagram post then came as a surprise to those involved in the airport security team. He has since deleted the Instagram post, we will say that as well, but PW Insider has an update on it, saying that they are reporting that Riddle was not at Raw last night, and that sources within WWE have told them that Riddle is no longer expected to work the weekend live events either. So, a lot of mystery about this, a lot of alleged things that we probably can't talk about too much.
I'm very scared because I don't know what's going on. Yeah, Riddle has a bit of a checkered history with getting himself into hot water relatively recently. I think it's fair to say that's the best thing I can say legally.
Yeah. If you don't know, just Google it.
Yes, and I think it was conspicuous that they showed the bare minimum of Matt Riddle chatting to Kofi Kingston backstage before going, anyway, Drew McIntyre, that's what it's about, Drew McIntyre and the New Day, basically, so let's just talk about that instead. Yeah, I'm not surprised WWE, whilst this is investigations ongoing, has just completely, not necessarily removed all instances of him from obviously he was in the video thing on Raw last night, but yeah, it wouldn't be a good look to have him just working and certainly not pairing up with Drew McIntyre right now. Look, we'll have to wait and see what comes of this. I think it's the best thing to do is just wait and see, and we'll bring you the news as and when we get it.
Indeed. But something new has happened.
What?
We've gone purple! The grey is gone. We are slightly rebranding the logos and things like that. So we are now purple and gold in honour of the original WrestleMania.
Yes.
Not the Judgment Day. Obviously, the Judgment Day is still purple. The Undertaker, what else?
King of the Ring?
Yeah, King Mabel.
Yes.
Mo and Mabel, obviously. They're the ones we're really honouring.
Yeah, basically, if you've been following at WhatCulture WWE on socials and thinking, why are they posting pictures of Prince?
It's because we're purple now.
Yes.
So there is an update video coming later on today around 5 p.m. In British time, so that'll be like, midday on the East Coast. So make sure you look out for that and watch that later to find out a little bit more about what's going on with the purpleness. But yeah,
the little
now.
ring things.
Lovely, it's a little ring.
I think it looks great.
The grey is gone.
Yes, we needed a bit of colour up in here.
Bit of life, god damn it.
And I shout out to Phil Chambers for all the great work he's done on this, and for turning all of our Twitter purple. All makes sense now, doesn't it?
Fun.
But look at this amazing segue. I've just not lost it. It's not the only thing that's had some major changes.
Heyo.
So did last night's Raw. Yes, it's the end of the McMahon era, so they're going out the same way that they came in. Huge changes to the show. Sean Ross Sapp was tweeting about this. Fightful Select's come through with a report. A multitude of changes. I think Cody Rhodes was scheduled to open Raw, and then that got switched obviously to Jey Uso. Raw and main event was changed several times over according to Fightful Select. Zoe Stark versus Natalya was pulled from main event. The match between Viking Raiders Shelton Benjamin and Cedric Alexander was moved from Raw to main event. Vince gonna Vince.
Vince is gonna Vince. And today is the first day of WWE without Vince as the sort of solo head of the team. He now has a boss, which is a strange thing to think about. But yeah, last night was the last night of the solo Vince McMahon regime, I guess.
I mean, some things don't change. Only show promo to set up an immediate impromptu match.
Yeah, of course. It is what it is. We're going to have to wait and see whether the Endeavour deal actually changes anything going forwards, or whether this is just going to embolden Vince to do more. Because that's, at the end of the day, the entire point of this sale is so that Vince can get more power back. Because of, the whole sexual misconduct and, being fired thing kind of got in the way of Vince McMahon having power.
He resigned in disgrace and then basically performed a coup to get back into power.
Yeah.
So, we'll have to see what happens going forward. I am firmly in the belief that things got a lot better when Vince wasn't doing what he... And certainly even necessarily a little bit when he came back. He obviously didn't have complete control, and Trips was making things a lot better across shows. But there's always that chance he's going to turn up and just go, right, change everything. Is that going to happen under this new TKO or partnership, whatever it's called?
I mean, there's a reason he picked Endeavour.
Yes, they are very happy with Vince McMahon being Vince McMahon and in his role within WWE. And yes, he is going to have a boss now, but he's still, very much got his hand on the controls of WWE for now. Yeah. We'll bring you any updates as and when we get them. But if last night's anything to go by, more of the same.
We're in for a ride, but we'll keep you informed. But you know who else is in for a ride?
Who?
LA Knight.
Yeah! Great to see how super over he's got in my absence.
He has gone big. So, Fightful Select are coming through with a big report on LA Knight's contract situation. Now, it has been reported recently that he is in the midst of sort of re-signing to a 5-year deal, and that's why the push is kind of coinciding with this, because he's re-signing and things, but apparently that isn't quite accurate, according to Fightful Select. Anyway, they say that LA Knight and WWE have been in talks about a new 5-year contract. That is true, and that sources claim that elements of the story out there aren't quite accurate. So what is true is that they've been in contract talks, a 5-year deal has been offered, but the two sides are very far apart in terms of money at the minute. I assume WWE are trying to lock LA Knight down before he gets a bit too popular, so they don't have to pay him quite as much. So no deal has been agreed to as of yet. It also doesn't appear imminent either, but they are going to keep negotiating, obviously. But on the flip side of this, his current deal ends in 2025. So he still has a year and a half left on his contract, so nothing is sort of pressing in terms of time at the minute. They've got plenty of time to figure this out, and assume LA Knight wants to ride this wave of popularity as far as he can before actually signing on the dotted line, because that's just going to get him a better deal at the end of the day.
Yeah, exactly. And you know, who knows? A complete speculation on my behalf, but maybe he's angling as a result of this crowd reaction to say, maybe we should say I get a world title or something down the line or whatever. Am I right in thinking they're also in the midst of the Drew contract negotiations as well, which can go on a little bit longer because of his time off? They might add some time off.
Yeah, because they added some time off, so technically he's got till April next year, so he's still got a little bit of time.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see whether or not the talent can get better deals under this new umbrella. Like, we've all known it's been coming. I still remember you and I sitting poolside reporting on the whole Endeavour deal. But now it's all gone through. Be interesting to see, whether or not they go, well, you did value this company at a gajillion dollars, so maybe you can pay talent what they deserve. I mean, I think LA Knight's going to be fine on merch sales alone. But absolutely.
Am I right in thinking UFC stars are generally paid more than WWE stars?
Yeah, Andy always has a good stat about like percentage of, you know,
like net worth versus the earnings that go back to the stars.
Yeah, I think you know, some the lower tier stars obviously deserve more across. Well, pretty much every promotion, to be perfectly honest. But I think the stars will get what they are owed, and LA Knight is rapidly becoming that.
Yes. There is another tiny bit at the end here as well, that another WWE higher-up said that there isn't truth to the idea that LA Knight's current push is tied to the new contract, with the source saying that a significant number of wrestlers have deals coming up next year, and they are still getting pushes as well. So the push isn't tied to the contract, it's just that he's getting the ratings, he's getting the merch sales numbers, and he's getting those crowd reactions.
So deafening reactions. Right, let's move over to your Twitter questions. That's what we do now, isn't it?
Oh, it is what we do.
I can't really remember. It's been so long. At WhatCulture WWE on X. Is it still called X?
It is, supposedly, yeah.
It's going to be...
that's the thing.
His mum calling Twitter, I'm calling Twitter. Brian George starts us off. Good morning, guys. Morning, Brian. Do you think it's a bad idea for LA Knight to get involved with the Bloodline? He could beat Jimmy and Solo, but I feel like going up against Roman is a no-win situation for him.
I don't know. I think going up against Roman, in the eyes of people, elevates him to a much higher position than he has been so far. Like, if you think about the feuds that he's had, they've all been sort of mid-card at the minute. At least elevates him to the main event status. He'd probably still lose, but at least he'd be seen as a kind of main eventer, world champion kind of guy. Yeah,
I'm conflicted. The Bloodline storyline's gone a little bit off the boil at the moment. Jey Uso's doing great things. I've no idea what's going on with Jimmy and SmackDown. I'm in the Bloodline.
Bloodline, no, I'm not. Here I am.
No idea with that, but I think it's to be anticipated with how long this storyline's gone on for, and the fact they're obviously going, let's give it to Cody at WrestleMania. I saw a tweet the other day that made my blood run cold, that they're like, we're getting pretty close to another record for Roman, you know. No, put it on Cody at WrestleMania. It's the right thing to do. In terms of LA Knight, I was all set on, well, there you go. You have Seth Rollins drop the title to Gunther at WrestleMania in the other big world title match. And now LA Knight's coming through, and I'm like, uh-oh. So God knows what's going to happen there. Maybe Gunther wins the world title beforehand, and LA Knight's the guy to challenge him. He'd be a hell of a Royal Rumble winner. Cody doesn't need that, for example. I think right now, if I wouldn't want to necessarily see LA Knight challenge Roman Reigns at, let's say, the Royal Rumble, because we all know what's going to happen. And, you know, LA Knight is incredibly popular right now. But the Cody story is not something that I sense WWE should or will change their mind on right now, because I mean, he did now on Raw last night, and he still got a huge pair.
Yeah,
so.
they didn't change their plans when Sammy got super hot before WrestleMania this
or
year.
Jay at SummerSlam.
Or Jay at SummerSlam. They're sticking to their guns. They've got a story that they want to tell, and they're going with it.
Please, WWE, finish the story.
Yes, that's the biggest thing.
Matt Thorne gives us our next question. Apologies if you've already answered this one, or any of the questions, to be honest, because I don't know what's going on. Hi guys, do you think AEW might be setting up Ricky Starks' title run with the International Championship?
Hello.
So Mox is
international champion at the minute. Yeah, Ricky
Starks deserves something
is
for
on
what he's done.
a hell of a run with this new heel character, and that match against Brian Danielson. Have you seen it? Yeah,
yes.
All Out. Oh my god, it was so good. So yeah, Ricky Starks in this character versus a Jon Moxley at this point. After that Brian Danielson match would be tasty.
Nothing against Mox, but that's quite the visual, isn't it?
Yeah.
The poser, brilliantly talented, obviously. I love Ricky Starks against. I mean, I saw the image of him at All. I watched All In with his kebab skewers in his head.
It's an interesting mix, and I think he'd be a great international champion. Like take down the. Because the Orange Cassidy run was so amazing and lasted for so long and was such a specific story, it would be such a different story to tell with someone like
And it'd be a big win for
Starks
beating someone like Mox.
100%, yeah.
Yeah, I think I'd like to see that.
Like Moxley, it probably elevates the belt a bit just because of who he is, but I don't think he needs to have that title for a long time.
Yeah, nothing against the FTW Championship, but giving Starks something like that doesn't feel like a reward necessarily for the excellent work that he's been doing recently. And yeah, Mox doesn't need to hold this for as long as Cassidy did by any stretch of the imagination. Orange Cassidy was basically held together by tape and then came up against one of the, if not the best world champion in AEW's short history.
Yeah.
It's understandable that he was finally just done at that point. And a fresh, although I'm booking Starks versus Mox and then both baddies, aren't they?
Yeah, but they can get around that, I'm sure, somehow.
I mean, Starks is he's very much like The Rock, isn't he? He's I know he gets a lot of comparisons to that, but like he is one promo effectively because everyone loves him so much, and they're just reveling in. Apart from when he tried to murder Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, I suppose. But yeah, I think he's doing great stuff, and he deserves a big title win. Off the back of that. Final question today comes from Gary David Watts, who says, "Do you think it means anything that Triple H was spotted with Jeff Bezos at New York Fashion Week?" Oh my God! Scratch Roman dropping the title to Cody. You see this?
I did.
So I'm just like, oh, there's Jeff Bezos. I was like, there's Triple H sat right next to him.
Wasn't Maxine Dupree actually?
Yes,
on the runway?
That's awesome, by the way. Congratulations to her.
I wouldn't read too much into it.
Well, they've got
maybe
Musk and Zuckerberg are having a fight, aren't they?
Yeah.
So maybe Bezos and Richard Branson?
Oh, yeah.
They all go to space, don't they?
Yeah, they all do space stuff. Maybe Triple H is just angling for another job with it. Maybe this Endeavour deal's gone south for him, and now he's like, maybe I'll get a bit of that Amazon.
Yeah. Get their network on Amazon Prime or something like that.
Maybe that. You never know.
I've mostly been watching that in my time away, if I'm perfectly honest.
Fair.
But I'll be honest.
In the comments below.
Yeah, with WWE's track record recently of getting celebrities into matches, I think Jeff Bezos is going to get 5 stars from Dave Meltzer. So we'll keep you posted.
We will. But before we end this video, there's just one more thing.
What's this?
You just wait here 1 second.
What are you doing here?
We got you something!
Oh!
It's for you.
Thank you.
From all the boys.
Hey!
Wait, just wait.
I was going to say, don't get too You shouldn't have.
We really should have.
Well, I've got a backup one now. Thank you.
So just do whatever you want on that one, and then assuming that this one fits.
I mean, I'll be honest, considering what Eric's done so far, I'll probably need a change of clothes relatively swiftly. Thank you very much.
I was just saying we should have known, because you're the man who would buy himself a ball of golf. Very obvious child, and buys himself this.
Yes, I came into the office today and I thought, I thought this was going to get more of a pop from the boys. But thank you very much. And
I paid the money, yeah.
And thanks to everyone for their lovely comments. And
you haven't read the comment section yet.
And thanks to everyone for filling in. All the wacky bollocks will now continue. Thanks to everyone. Thank you guys. Let us know what you think of our new rebrand in the comments and all the news stories and what have you.
Click this video.
Bye.
Bye.